Good evening, all. Today's class is going to be nothing like an extension of ternary operator. From where, how ternary operator works, we're gonna take it. We're gonna build upon that. We're gonna build on top of it. So today's class is going to be decision statements. Decision statements. Decision statements in nothing but this is a small statement of code which will decide, and the output will be true or false. It will be true or false. That's it. These are two outcome possibilities. One is true and one is false. That is how a decision is made, whether the statement is true or the statement is false. Those are called decision statements. In decision statements, like there are categories in decision statements. The first foremost, like everyone uses, is if statement. They use if statement. If statement is nothing but, let me show it to you in like, let age equal, let's take yesterday's example 16. If age greater than 18, this is the syntax. Look how I write the syntax part. If age greater than 18, console.log, you can vote, please come. Okay, this is the code. My age is 16. In line number said that my age is greater than 18. If my age is greater than 18, console.log, you can vote, please come in. Okay, now let's take it in. If means your general English if. Like I went to a shopping market. If there is milk, I bought milk. If there is banana, I bought banana. Like if it's just like a normal English if. Now in general English if you talk, how this code converts into your normal English is, my age is 16. If my age is greater than 18, print, you can vote, please come in. Okay, based on the statements that I made, what do you think the output will be? Think in general English and answer me. If my age is 16, if my age is 18, you can vote, please come in. This is what I said. Based on the statement, what will be my output of this code? Think and tell me. Thing will happen. Nothing. So yeah, actually the answer is nothing. If I run the code, you will be getting nothing. Can anyone say why? Because I've got no output. I have written console.log here, but I didn't get any output. Can anyone say why? Else if condition is true or false, not sure. Yeah, true or false, it will not show. It is for the computer. Computer will take it. This age is greater than 18. It will be converted into true or false, and computer will understand it. For us, it will not show. Yeah, it will not enter into the if condition. What happens is, my let age equal to 16, it will be executed. Then in line number 3, if age is greater than 18, true or false? So it's, yeah, all of your answers is right. Actually, you're understanding it better. It is false, right? If it is false, now this if condition will check. See, whenever I have written false, the color of this console.log has dimmed itself. You observed it or not, I don't know. Here it is colorful, like it is colored, but when I do this, the brightness of console.log is getting dimmed. In the sense, why? Because in the condition of if it is false, the code will not execute the inside part of if. This code will not be executed. If the condition is false. This code will not be executed, and it doesn't execute, and it goes to here. Nothing, no output. But if I have written age is less than 18, like suppose if I write like age is less than 18, you cannot vote, right? You cannot vote. Age is less than 18. Now what happens? My age is 16. If my age is less than 18, someone has to say to me, you cannot vote, please go. Instead of come, let's say please go. Now what will be my output? You can vote, right? What is age less than 18? It is true. Once it is true, the inside code will be executed. The inside code will be executed. So now if I run the code, oh sorry, you cannot vote, please go. That is what the output is. So that is how if condition works. Have you all understood what is if condition? If not, let me know. If condition is nothing but if this is happening, if this is true, go inside, execute everything. If this is not true, just skip it. Just go, don't go inside, just move forward. Again I'm explaining from the start. It is simple. If condition is a set of block. If condition is nothing but a block. If the condition, these are called conditions. If the conditions are true, again I'm explaining from the start. If the conditions are true, it will go inside the block and it will execute this code. This code will be executed. If the condition is false, the inside code will not be executed. It will not be executed. Or else wait. I am in if condition. Okay. Now, like anyone who have not understood for the first time, like anyone who wants me to explain, you tell me, my age is 16, my age is greater than 18. I have written the condition, my age is greater than 18. It is true or false? Think and answer. Only for you, like who have asked me again. If you not understood, you tell me, it is true or false? False. You all agreed it is false. It is a false statement. Why? Because age is 16 and I'm saying 16 is greater than 18. It is false. You all agreed with it. So it becomes false. This happens inside computer. It is false. Okay. When it is false, what I'm saying is this code will not be executed. It will not be executed. Computer will not read it. Computer will not read fourth line. False comparing to defined age. No, it is converted to false. What I'm saying is, sorry, age is greater than 18 is there, right? This age greater than 18 will be replaced with false inside system. Inside system, this happens. And now the if condition will check. If it is having false inside it, it will not execute this line number 4. It will not execute this line number 4. If I run the code, the output is nothing. This code is not getting executed. The computer is not reading it. But now I'll change it to age less than 18. Now you all tell me whether this is true or false. Line number 3 is true or false? It is true. So when I write it true, the if condition becomes true. Now this console.log will be executed. The computer will read it. Now if I run the code, it is I am in if condition. Oh, yeah, because defined age is 16 and you're writing age is less than 18, it is true. That is working. So this is how an if condition works. If the if condition is true, it will execute the entire block in it. If not, it will just skip it. Have you all got it now? Or if not, let me know. I'll try still better. Got it, right? Now, in this scenario, we all agreed that the output is not coming. You all said that because it is false, sir, and in line number 4 it does not execute, sir, no output. But what if I want an output? Like, for example, you can vote. Okay, let's take okay. Now, like, I'll not be talking about else, but yeah, if now you said that, sir, if age is greater than 8, you can vote. It is okay, sir. But I also need some output, because if I run the code, my age is 16 I have to get some output. Even though I'm lesser than 18, I have to get some output, sir. If you're saying like that, you can write console.log. You cannot vote. You cannot vote. Okay, you can write like this, and if you run the code, you are getting you cannot vote. It is working. It is working. Understand what I'm saying? When my age is 16, if my age is greater than 18, it will print you can vote. If my age is less than 18, this code will not be executed, and line number 7 is executing. Right, line number 7 is executing. Okay, so my age is 16, it is coming you cannot vote. There is a big problem with this code. Can anyone tell me? That's nice, Dinesh. If the output problem is solved, that's great. Write any block of code. Oh, yeah, we can write any block of code with if. So yeah, there is a problem with this code. Can anyone tell me what the problem is? Yeah, line number 7 is always executed. Always output is you cannot vote. That's exactly right. What I wanted to tell you is, if you write like this, in the starting you may feel like this is solved, the problem is solved. But if I change this 16 to 23, now see what happens. An interesting things happen. It is saying you can vote, and it is also saying you cannot vote. Now what I should do? The code, now my age is 23, the code is saying you can vote, and the code is also saying you cannot vote. As a user, what I will become? Like, I won't understand whether I should vote or I should not vote. It is a bit confusion. So in this case, you need to use something called else. There is something called else. What is this else? This else is nothing but, only remember, only if the if condition is not executed, then only else will be executed. If condition is executed, else condition will not executed. Based on my statements, I'll ask you a simple question. Tell me, in a program, can if and else work together? Like, can if and else, like both can execute? Like, I'll write it here. Can if and else execute in the same given program? Like, means in a single program, if and an else can both execute. What you all said is exactly right. Else or false, but yeah, that's exactly right. So only one can execute, either if condition or else condition, not both. Now the problem is solved. Now if I execute the code, if my age is 23, it says you can vote. If my age is 16, it says you cannot vote. That's it. Problem solved. So that is nothing but your if and else cases. That is nothing but your if and else cases. Your if case and your else case. So both cannot be executed. Only one can be executed at a time. Yes, right, Pranshu. Yeah. So only one. You all agree with it. So with that, your if statement is completed. Your if else statement is completed. Now let's see what are different things. There is also something called if else if. What is this if else if? If else if is nothing but, you can enter one more thing. Let me see once the example. Okay. Let's take this example then. Else if okay, here if you see, sir, one more syntax, elif. Elif is not there, only else if is there. In JavaScript, elif is not there. If you see, it is only else if, there is no elif. In Python, you'll be having your, in Python it is elif, in JavaScript it is else if. You can give more condition. Yes, you can give more condition, not only one. You inside the thing, you can give multiple conditions. Like using your AND operator, OR operator, you can give multiple conditions. And yeah, now if you see the code, there is a small flaw in it. There is a small flaw in it, in this code. In this code, there is a small flaw. Can anyone tell? It's like a small bug. Shiv Kumar, it's working, right? That's nice. Plus greater than, what is plus greater? Okay, equal to greater than. Yeah, that you're exactly right. You got the point. If my age is 18, what happens? I have written greater than 18, less than 18. Okay, if 18 also have to vote. Even if I'm 18, they have to say I can apply. If I'm 18 years of age, I can apply for a vote. I can apply for a vote. But if I run the code, it directly says you cannot vote. It directly says you cannot vote. But if I'm 18, in general, like even in a real life, if I'm 18 years old, I can vote, right? I can vote. I can just apply for a vote. I can apply for a voting card and I can vote. It is possible in our real life. But here our code says you cannot vote. That is a problem. So we can add an extra condition called else if. Else if age equal to 18, console.log apply for voting card. Okay. Now what happens is, if I run the code for 18, my age is 18, it says apply for the voting card. That is how it should work. Even in real life also, this is how it works. When age is greater than 18, it prints out you can vote. If my age is exactly 18, we have to apply for a voting card. If my age is not 18 or greater than 18, I cannot vote. Have you all understood what is else if? Else if only works if condition is not working, and then it will check for the else if condition. If this is also not working, then finally else will work. This is the path. If this works, these two won't work. If this works, this won't work. If this works, means these two didn't work. So that is the point. If else if. Next is nested if. Nested if. Nested if else is nothing but, you can take this code as an example. This is a good example. Nested if is nothing but if inside if inside if inside if, like that. For example, if you take this condition, in this program, we are checking if the given number is positive. If it is positive, we are checking if the number is even or not. That is what we are checking. That is what we are checking. Once look at the code thoroughly. Like, I'll give you some time. Once go check the code and tell me, like, by using your own knowledge of if and else, tell me my number is 10. What will be my output? I'll give you some time. See it, analyze it, think and answer me. What will be the output of my particular code? Even number is even. That's exactly right. You got the point. First, it is 10, right? It will check for this condition. Num is greater than 0 or not. Obviously, num is greater than 0. So it becomes true. Now it goes inside. This block will get executed. The number is positive will be also printed. The number is a positive will also be printed. Then if 10 modulo 2 is equal to 0, like 10 modulo 2 in the sense 10 divided by 2, the remainder has to be 0. It is 0. True. So line number 3 and 6 will be executed. The number is even, the number is positive. Some of you said only the number is even. That is partially correct. Some of you said the number is positive and the number is even. That is exactly right. If I run the code now, sorry, the number is positive will be printed, the number is even will be printed. Y equal. This equal is nothing but comparison. Yesterday we have learned, right? Strictly comparison. They will be even checking for data type. Strictly comparing. So that is your nested if. If inside if instead if like that. Yeah, body of if else with only one statement also you can do. Mm. So every time I'm using something called brackets. If you see properly, I'm using brackets. I'm using brackets. Look at the screen and tell me, am I using flower brackets or not? Like for the if condition and the else condition, I'm using flower brackets or not? I'm opening a flower bracket. I'm closing a flower bracket. I'm opening a flower bracket. I'm closing a flower bracket. So yes, the answer is yes. Yeah, curly braces or flower bracket, something. So in JavaScript, I told you JavaScript is an intelligent language. It's not like your other programming languages. It is very dynamic, very intelligent. So even if you don't write this flower bracket, even if you don't write this flower bracket, it will still understand your code. This is one of the advantage of your JavaScript. Even if you forgot to place your flower brackets and all, still JavaScript will understand the code. Still it will understand. That is how JavaScript, I'm just saying it is much more intelligent, but it only works if your condition is one line. If your condition is one line, only then it works. If you have like multiple lines, like 6 to 8 lines here, then it may not work. But if you're having only one line, like only just one line, if this, else this, only one line of like this, then it will work fine. If for multiple statements, it may throw you some errors. So this is done. I need these answers. Like we'll go line by line. Actually, half of your material is almost over. We'll play this activity. JavaScript has an if-else statement that can execute a block of code if the if condition is true, and the another block of code if the condition is false. True or false? Yeah. Yes, Pransh, I was just saying that. I just now I said that it works only for one command. True, right? It is true. JavaScript has an if-else statement, and the if condition will work if the condition is true, and if the condition is false, then next statement will be working out. So this is true. Nested if-else statements can be used to test multiple conditions and execute different blocks of code based on those conditions. True or false? Again, true. Nested if-else statements can test multiple conditions. True. The if-else statement cannot have more than two branches. Two branches in the sense like more than two blocks. Think like more than two blocks. It can have. So yeah, the answer is false. But even what is exactly meant by branches here? I think they're not have. No. If they're talking about blocks, if they're talking about 1 minute. If they're talking about blocks in the sense blocker, then it is true. Why? Because if is one block, else is one block. If they're talking branches as blocks, then it has to be true. The if is a block, else is a block, like that. But here, instead of branches, they should have used blocks, like more than two blocks. That would be nice. But they have used branches. Yeah, it's okay. So next, in JavaScript, you can use a single statement as the body of an if-else statement without using curly braces. Just now I have discussed this part. If you are using a single statement as the body in if-else, is curly braces needed or not? It is true. It is true. If you are using a single statement, curly braces is not required. Using curly braces for single statement if-else blocks is always mandatory. True or false? False. You're right. Because if it is a single statement, no need. Excessive nesting in if else statement can make your code hard to read and maintain. This one I have wantedly not said it to you. Like what happens with nested if? You think and answer me. If I'm excessively writing if like that 1,000 times, will it be a good code or not? You think and answer me. I have wantedly not raised the point there when explaining. Yeah, it's true. Like you cannot read. It's not a good code. So that goes with your answer. True is right. True is right. Third one is false is right. Fourth is true, right? Fifth is false, right? Sixth is true. Yeah, the answers are correct. Yeah, till this moment, if anyone have any doubts, you can ask me. Till this moment, I'll just go through Q&A. So will you take the class for GitHub and all? GitHub and all, if like in the coming classes, if GitHub is there, yeah, sure, I will take a class on it, because complete GitHub takes one class. That's the reason. If the classes are there, I'm gonna take it. We are in chapter one, important for us, web developer. Not much as important, because what happened is in chapter one, previous batch. I'm telling my previous batch experience. We started them with chapter one. Then what happened is, like, many of the batch students, I told you, right, in the starting phase, you all will be like very motivated and all. They have raised complaints both against me and against the management, that no, these things are not required, you just skip all this part. Why I am learning about Visual Studio Code, why I am learning about GitHub and all, teach me the direct code, go to programming. This is what the feedback they have given to me, and both to the and to the management also. So we thought a lot, okay, let's start with programming. If students require that, we'll give that. Then later on, your GitHub, when time comes, GitHub, your VS Code and all comes part. But yeah, in the starting, it was really the last batch, like, it was really got messy, because the chapter one consists of, let me show you once. Or if you want, I can just give a detailed explanations of this thing in uh, like in coming classes or LinkedIn or anywhere. This part is about what is full stack web development means, what is an actual full stack development means, like front end part, back end part. This is the way, this part I have explained to you in getting started with programming. If you remembered, I have talked about front end, back end, database part, full stack, all in I have explained in getting started with programming. The same thing will be present in full stack web development. Same material is also very much similar. Basics of internet and web, these things you don't need it much. It's like a prerequisite, and it's like it's like a time pass class. Internet and web is nothing but what is web, what is YouTube, what is Google. You already know all these things. Next is Git and GitHub. Starting, you won't be using any Git and GitHub. Later on classes, you will be using it. Next is command line interface. You will not be using much of command lines, only Node, how to run the code, these things only you'll be using. Next is VS Code IDE. This is VS Code IDE is just installation and how to run the code. That is VS Code IDE. But we have done VS Code IDE in this class, Introduction to JavaScript class. Like we have installed it, and terminal wise we have once run it. That much is present here. So these are the things that happened in previously. I just wanted to give you an overview. So this one is it's shortcut or of if else. Yeah, it's ternary is a shortcut of if else. Even sometimes, even though if else is there, I still use ternary operators. I don't know why ternary operator feels like a style to me. I don't know. I sometimes, when someone reads my code, they feel like, oh my, Monish is like, it's like using style, giving a style in coding. Ternary operator feels like that to me, because condition ID is not true, another statement is not given. Yeah, you're right. Switch terminate or vice versa. Right. So why we use percentile standard division condition? To get the reminder location. Percentile, that percentile we call it as actually modulo. We call it modulo. Modulo is used to get a reminder. Get reminder. This symbol slash symbol is used for division. Percentile, that modulo symbol is used for getting the reminder. Reminder. Isn't the chapter one going to cover by you, and we'll have to cover it ourselves? For now, what I'm thinking is you have to cover it to yourself. But I think is that because even I or they're not gonna leave you. They will incorporate those things somewhere in between, like Git and GitHub. VS Code, those things will be incorporated somewhere in middle. That's what I think. Bitwise operator I will teach. I'm gonna teach it. I'm not gonna leave it, but I'm just thinking of a good way to teach you. Bitwise operator, one thing is you're not gonna use it anywhere in your life. That is one thing. Second thing, why I'm not taking it seriously is because of that. Because you'll not be using it anyway. That's why I'm not taking it much more seriously. Second part is to teach you bitwise operator. You have to be very good at binary conversions. You have to be like this good. When I say 536 number, you have to like this. You have to convert into a binary number. That how fast calculations you have to be in your mind. And yesterday in the poll, more than half of our friends they don't know binary conversions. So if I start teaching bitwise right now, you all will be confused. If I take 1 hour of time to explain you bitwise, 1 hour will be utterly waste. It will be completely waste, because you need to know first what is a binary conversion. You need to be very good at it. When you're good at it, then I can talk about bitwise. Bitwise is nothing, and is nothing but adding a digit plus one to the binary number, or is adding in between like that. It's just a smaller things bitwise, but you need to know binary conversions very well. If you know it, then bitwise is just 1 minute task. It's just one. It takes 1 minute, hardly 1 minute to explain you bitwise. So I'm just thinking any better way, since some of you are very new to programming and some of you don't know binary conversions. I'm thinking a better way to explain you bitwise operator. Like I'm thinking to search for any animations or any simpler part. I'm just doing a research. I'll explain it to you. Maybe today's class end or tomorrow in the next class, I'll be definitely explaining you bitwise. I'm coming up with a teaching plan for bitwise. I didn't understand nested if else. Hari, like I've seen in the chat again, you said to explain binary, it takes more than one class. That's the problem. Binary is out of the scope of our material. Yeah, some of you know. Some of you know like this binary conversions. I agree with that, but few of our friends they're very new, so that's the reason. Uh, this one is over, right? Hari, have you understood nested if, or shall I once explain it again? Like, because you have answered me in the chat some of the things. I just want to know, because this is 6 minutes ago that you have messaged in Q&A. If you can tell me again, I can explain it again. Can we use else if ladder instead of multiple if else statement? Yeah, you can use else if ladder also, like if else if else, like that also you can use. As Shiv Kumar. Can you teach GitHub means how commit, read only, etc. in future? Yeah, I will be teaching it. I'll be teaching it. I'll be teaching it, Vaishnavi. Mark my words, even if in your complete material, I'm just doing a promise to you, even if in the complete material, if there is no GitHub, if there is no GitHub, I'm not talking about VS Code also. If there is no GitHub, I'm gonna take a class. Even if they don't pay me for that class, I will take a class and I'll explain you GitHub, because GitHub is needed for every one of you. But I don't know if in the future in the material it is there or not. I'm being honest. I don't know if it is there or not. Even if it is not there, in between, I'm gonna teach you GitHub on my own. On my own, I'll teach you GitHub. Pakka, sure. Because you should all have the knowledge of GitHub. That's what I think. It is a very important tool for a developer. So when will you explain about type of conversion explicitly? I have already explained it to you know, Amit. Type conversion, explicit and implicit. I think I already explained to all of you. I explained to you, right? Implicit conversions, explicit conversion, type conversions. Your if we deliberately change a string to a number, it is implicit. If it happens itself, it is explicit. I have explained it to you, right? If you have not understood, let me know, Amit. I'll explain it again. Which language will be used for DSA? Both JavaScript and Java. Understand how to submit assignment. This part I'll see it at the end, Vikash. Once I'll just show it to you again at the end. So refers and switch statements is same. No, switch is a bit different. Switch I'll explain it to you. Switch is a bit different. So I can understand how to. This one is on. So where we can get more examples? Emotional answer. This one also I'll take up at the end. I'm not marking it as answer. I'll take this at the end. Yeah, like I'll show you in a website where you can practice more. GitHub is there in module 7, right? That's nice then. Yeah, nested if else, one more time I'll explain. Some of you were asking. Yeah, nested if. Nested if is nothing but if inside an if. If, for example, let's take our own code. Uh, okay. Now, if I have written something like this, if age, okay. Now, I'm just explaining you. Yeah, if else, if also I'll explain. Now, once do look at the screen and again explaining nested if. I'm again explaining nested if. Nested if is nothing but writing an if condition again inside an if condition. If you are able to write an if condition inside an if condition, we call it nested if. We call it nested if. Now, who Hamant and Hari, like anyone who have not understood for the nested if, you answer me this. Like, what do you think the output is? In an if condition, I have again written an if condition. What my output is if my age is 18, exactly 18. What my output is? Ariel answered. You got the right. So here the output will be apply for a card. Apply for a card, and yeah, you cannot vote, it will also come. You cannot vote also can come. Apply for a card, you can vote. It is fine, right? You're getting my point. If my age is greater than or equal to 18, and if my age is equal to 18, what I'm saying is apply for a card, you can vote. That is exactly right in this work. In real life also. If I'm 18, I can I can apply for a card and I can also vote. So that is nothing but a nested if. The same thing I can write it in a different way. Someone, a friend asked else if. The same thing I can write it as else if age is equal to 18, console.log apply for a card. This is called else if. This is called else if. Else if will also check for a condition. Same. If I run the code, it will be wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, sorry. It will be like apply for a card. Sir, in if condition already. Yeah, I have removed it. I have removed it. If I keep this equal to here, else if will not be executed. That's why I have removed it. Now apply for a card will be printed. That is how it works. This is else if. The before one is nested if. No, you cannot write or now. Elif is not there in JavaScript. If I write elif, it will throw me an error. JavaScript doesn't know what it is. Elif is not there in JavaScript. Only else if is there. In Python, elif is there. No, so no sorries. Uh, so yeah, that's it till here. Next is your switch statement. Your activity we have done. Switch statement is there. Flowchart of switch statement, simple calculator program, and switch for multiple case. Yeah, with our switch statement. Switch statement is nothing like just like your if else, but it has some cases. Let me tell you. Yeah, this is a good one. Or shall I give my own example in the start? Wait. The same if else is there, right? The same if else condition that we have written for this. We can write it using switch. We can write it using switch. In different ways. Shall I write? Yeah, it is like just like your button. It's just like your button. If anytime you have seen coffee dispensers, if you have seen anytime like a coffee dispenser where you'll be clicking on a button like cold coffee or Fanta, Sprite or something, and the drink comes out, right? That is exactly your switch statement. The code that is written inside the what we say inside the device is also switch statement. It's an actual switch statement. I'm just trying to give a good code example. Mm, right, switch H, but I have to deliberately say it. It doesn't work like a condition. I have to deliberately say like what is my age is. Okay, let's say this. Let's take this. Let's take this. If my A case is 18. Okay. So now this is how a switch statement actually looks like. You need to also write a break after every statement. That is compulsory. I'll tell you why. Break is compulsory. Break has to be there. If break is not there, also I'll show you. This is how a normal switch statement looks like. And there's also something called default. Default is nothing but if nothing works, then default works. It's just like else, last else. Console.log. Maybe let's say you cannot vote. Okay. Now this is how a switch statement looks like. This is how a normal switch statements looks like. And these are just like your buttons. Age 18 button, age 16 button, age 23 button. Default is nothing but just a default button. A default button. If nothing is pressed, then this gets executed. Now, what do you think the output will be? What do you think the output will be? Yeah, ATM withdrawal is also a good example. Jump to a particular condition. That's exactly right. Can vote. It is can vote, right? Because 23, I'm clicking on case 23 button. Line number 12, 13, 14 gets executed. You can vote will be printed out. But what if my age is 26? Now what? I'll run it all and I'll show you. But now what happens? Can anyone say? Yeah, the default code works. The default code works. Actually, that is the problem with the switch statement. You cannot give you cannot work as how you worked with if else. You cannot work in the same way like this. So you need to understand and you have to think and use when to use a switch statement. Here, line 17 gets executed. Actually, that is exactly right because there is nothing. There is no button for 26. That is the reason this happens. Let me show you something. Age 18. Let's take this. Now we'll run it. Is it working? Like 12, 13, 14, is it working? Can you just look at the screen and tell me? I'll tell you why we write case and break. I'll tell you, but I just want to show you few things before. Now I have written a condition here. Age is greater than 18. If age is greater than 18, I have to print. You can vote. But which one is getting printed? Is it working or not? Is the condition working or not? Is the condition working? Do you think is line number 12 working? What is the check the output also? Check the output. What I'm doing? What is my age? Think and tell me. Yeah, Manohar, that is what I'm showing you. A condition I'm showing you. Is the condition working? I think so. It is not. Why? Because my age is 26. 26 is greater than 18. So I have to get printed. You cannot. You can vote. But what is my actual output? You cannot vote. What I wanted to tell you is in switch cases, conditions won't work. Conditions won't work. Here, like this conditions age greater than 18, this kind of conditions in switch statement it won't work. It is a actual button. You have to exactly match this number with this. With age has to be exactly matching with this. Only then it will work. For example, if I change it to 26, now if I run the code, it is working. You can vote is coming. Greater than, less than, equal to condition, these all won't work. These all won't work in a switch case. That's what I wanted to tell. This like greater than 16, small, lesser than 20, these things won't work in a switch statement. Yes, switch is just like your vendor machine. It's not greater than Sprite or less than Sprite. It's not like that. Sprite, Fanta, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. The buttons are justified. They are initialized. You can click on only Coca-Cola. You cannot click greater than Coca-Cola, less than Coca-Cola. You cannot do all those things. Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta, just like that. A single button. So that is how a switch statement works. Now, what are these cases? What is this cases? Cases are buttons. Case is just like a button. Case is just like a button. Button 1, button 2, button 3, and that's all. Only three buttons we have. Like case Coca-Cola, case Pepsi, case Fanta. Case is just like a button. What is this break? If the break is not there, if I have not written the break, what happens is, think of a vending machine. Just think of you can write many number of cases. How many you want, you can write. Just like your options. Just think of a vending machine. Think and tell me, if I have given each Coca-Cola is, think like 20 rupees. 20 rupees. I have given 20 rupees. I have clicked on a Coca-Cola and one Coca-Cola bottle drops down. Think and tell me, should only one Coca-Cola bottle come down, or Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Fanta, and two more Coca-Colas should all come down? Like, what I'm saying is, I have given only 20 rupees. Only one drink should come down, or many drinks should come down? That's what I'm asking. Just one, right? If I'm clicking on Coca-Cola, only Coca-Cola should come. If I'm clicking on Fanta, only Fanta should come. Sprite, only Sprite should come. That also only one time it should come. Remember, that also only one time it should come. Only one time execution. That is why we use break. What happens with break is, once Coca-Cola comes down, that's it. The switch statement breaks itself. The switch statement offs. Again, if you want to start with switch statement, again you have to give a 20 rupees. That is how a break statement works. Now look at the screen. If I have removed the break statement here, if I remove the break statement here, it overflows. It overflows. We call it overflows in a switch statement. I'll show you. I'll run the code. See, apply for a card is coming. You cannot vote is coming. You can vote is also coming. I pressed only 18 button, but 16 button also executed, 26 button also executed. That is why we use a break statement. Have you all understood what is switch, what is case, what is break? Why you should use break? You all got it. If anyone have not got it, let me know. If you have understood these three parts, over. Like, I think class itself is over almost, but don't go, still some things are left out. uh, yeah, what's the output of this code? Think and answer. My day of week is 5. What will be my output? My input is 5. Friday. That's exactly right. It is Friday. The output will be Friday. So you got the point. Hmm. This is an interesting one. Tell me this code. This is an interesting code and a bit tricky also. You have to think and answer me. This, and before itself, I'm telling this is a tricky code. This is not a straightforward code. Think and answer me. My fruit is orange. Like, let fruit equal to orange. The input is orange. So fruit has to be orange. Now, two cases, one input. Think and answer me what will be the output of this code. My fruit is orange. One said unknown. Okay, I'll not reveal the answer. Think. I know the answer, but yeah, think and tell me. Unknown. Everyone are sticking to unknown. The answer is unknown. If I run the code, it's very simple. Fruit is orange. Just to check for orange, where the button of orange is. Orange button. Orange button is not there. If orange button is not there, simply it will go to default. Color equal to unknown. But what if I change this to cherry? What if I change this to cherry? Then what happens? What is the output? What about last line? Last line is just for printing. Akash. Last line is just for printing. Red. That's exactly right. If it is cherry, just blindly look for the button. Cherry, right? No cherry. Here cherry is there. Here if cherry is there, what is the color? Line number 12, red. These are called multiple case statements for a single statement. Yeah, it is printing. It is printing here, no, Akash. Here in output, we are getting printed, right? That is your line number 23. So what is happening is, yeah, strawberry also it is red only. What is happening is, for multiple case statements, you have one single output. It is like, uh, hmm, I'm just thinking of an example. I don't know there it in India it is there or not. Here there is a like company, a drink company with multiple names but same drink. Different people call it different thing. Like for some people call it what we say. It's a name. I'm not getting it. They call it. Some people call it iced tea. Some people call it temo something. Like different people call the same drink with different names. So there is an actual vending machine that I saw in the market. What is like, there are three buttons. Even if you click any button in these three buttons, even if you click any button, the drink will be the same drink. Iced tea only will be coming to you. The iced can only that thing will be coming to you. So like apple, cherry, strawberry. Even if you pressed apple, even if you pressed cherry, even if you pressed strawberry, your color is red. Colon and semi. For case statements, use colon. For case statements, you use colon. Semicolon are for statements. You even if you don't write semicolons, no need. It's not mandatory in JavaScript. It will still work. But for case, you need to end with a colon. It is mandatory. Colon is for case statement. Semicolon is for the statements like break statement, this statement, statements. Uh, Comma, where you have seen a comma, and I've not used a comma anywhere. So yeah. Color does not work as a button. Color is just a variable. We are executing line number 7. We are executing line number 12. We are just executing. We are initializing purple into color. So that is the thing happening. Yeah, this is just a flow. If the expression matches case 1, code 1 will be executed. If it matches Case 2, code block 2 will be executed. If it matches 3, code block 3 will be executed. If nothing is matching, default code will be executed. Yeah, semicolon is not necessary in JavaScript. In JavaScript, semicolon is not necessary. Automatically, it will understand, like what we say. JavaScript will understand. Mm, huh. Run this code in your VS Code and tell me if you have understood this code or not. This example 1 and example 2, both you are going to do it right now. I'm going to explain if you have not understood. 1 and 2 are both easy. Just try it yourself. Like open your VS Code, paste example 1, run the code, play with it, and let me know if you have understood or not. This is example 1. Do it right now. And also tell me in the chat what this code does. In the chat, I want you to understand this code and tell me what this program does. Like what is the use of this code, what it does. In the meanwhile, I'll see Q&A. Sir, we can do arithmetic operation. No, you can't do in case, Ravindra. So what is the syntax to use input? If for input in JavaScript, you need to use prompt, Shivkumar. In VS Code, it is not possible right now. In future classes, I'll show it to you. Where can we get more example problems to learn? This one, yeah, this all I'll take at the end. String, the value is string, 6 line, get executed. Yeah, not the output. In output, you will just directly, you can tell it off. I want what this code does. What is the use of this code? There is a use of this code. Can you tell me what is the use? Why, for what do we use this code for? Type conversion, like are we really converting the type here? Think and tell me. Are we really converting the type? Yeah, we are checking the type. That is right. We are checking the type. We are not converting, but we are checking. Even I would have said conversion maybe when first time if I'm looking at the code. Yeah, it is a bit tricky. Yeah, just for checking the data types. This code is used to just to check whether the given input is number or boolean or string, what it is. That is what we are going to find. If this is a string, so it came as a string. If I give number 56, it is a number. If I write a true like boolean, it will be coming as boolean. The value is boolean. Just to check the type of data, what type it is. Yeah, yes, Abhishek, you're exactly right. If case 1 is right, it will break it. So that is your checking your data type values. Now let's go to the second one. This is calculator program. This is calculator program. Here, this is called number literals. You don't worry about this. Instead, I'm changing this to just a result. Because number literals will be coming for you in later classes. I'll be explaining you number literals. Yeah. Oh, this won't work. Wait. In num1 and num2, you give your own data. Like 6, 5, and this should work fine. Take this code instead of the code in your material. In your material, you can use this code, but you can use it only in here in your console. In your VS Code, it won't work. If I run the code, it will ask me enter the first number, let's say 6. Enter the second number, let's say 5. It is asking me for operator, let's say plus. The output is 11, which is exactly right. You can use it in console and try it out if you want. You will understand switch case much better with this code. Switch case came into existence, like it became popular only because of your calculator program. At that time, calculators were, in earlier days, calculators in real, I'm talking about in real life, calculators were built using this switch case. The program for calculator is switch case. At that time, it became popular because of this. So yeah, try out simple calculator. This one already I've explained it to you. Multiple cases. Is it necessary to put single quotes? Where yeah, it's no. Here it is not needed. In VS Code, if you want to give it directly, then single quotes or double quotes is needed because this is a string. We are taking this as a string. That's why. How to operate console? Simple. Just click on F12. Click on F12. This will be open. Click on console. Here you can paste the data. Why we are using ampersand sign in console.log? Where we are using it? Uh, this one, right? Are you talking about this one, Akash? Yeah, this one I'll tell you later. This is called literals, string literals. String literals, you can call it string literals. This will be in your coming class. I will tell you why we use this dollar and all. That's why right now don't worry about it. In the coming class I'll talk about this. Oh, sorry, Arnav. Maybe in some of your laptops, F12 denotes airplane mode or something else. For that, you need to click on Fn. There will be a button in your keyboard called Fn. Click on Fn and click on F12. If normally F12 won't work, doesn't work for you, click on Fn and F12. Or else, a really simple one, just go to these three dots, click on this more tools, go to developer tools or click this. Or still simple, click on Control Shift I. Control Shift I. Yeah, Control Shift I. That also works. I was habituated to F12. So, yeah, you can work on this. Yeah, we are almost done actually. This one, multiple cases I've already explained you just now. Like regarding the fruits color, that's the same thing. Code practice you'll be doing on your own. We're done actually. I'll just see if there is Kahoot to play. Okay, there is Kahoot. We're gonna play it, and also I'll clear this Q&A. Like enter age, etc. takes input of age. Yeah, Shiv Kumar. This prompt, what do you say? This prompt takes this input, but it only works in VS in browsers. It won't work in VS Code. Bitwise and this one I have to come up with a plan. I didn't understand if this is how I go. Oh, this one is completed. So I can understand how. Yeah, regarding assignment part, this is almost done. Your switch statement is over. Multiple cases also I've explained it to you. So in summary, today we have learned about conditional statement, if else, nested if else, else if, and we have also learned about switch statements, why to use break, why to use cases. You all know it. And in the coming classes, you'll be learning more about what do you say, strings and string. You'll be learning about strings. The next class is all about strings, I guess. Let me check. Yeah, strings is here. Next class we'll be learning about loops and control statements. That is nothing but your for loop, while loop. These are loops you will be learning in coming class. And after that, strings. Or in objects and JSON, I'll be explaining about instance of and all. In objects, it will be coming. So you were asking about assignment, how to submit. Many of you are asking me. So assignment part, like whatever the assignment that was given to you, you do it in a Word document. Just open a Word document or open your drive, Google Drive. Go to Drive, your Google Drive, click on New, Google Docs, click on Google Docs. A new Google Doc will be opened. Here, do your assignment. If it is theory, write theory. If it is coding, write coding. Right. And there will be an option called share. Click on share. Name something. Name it something. Click on save. When you click on save, a link will be generated. A link will be generated. This copy link. Just click on copy link. And that link you can just paste it here. Paste that link here. Sorry, I have not copied the link, but yeah, paste the link here and click on submit. That's it. That is how you will be doing your assignments. So where can we get more example problems to learn, sir? Okay, for this one I have a website. There is something called JS Challenges. And HackerRank is also there. I'll tell you both. JS Challenges. JSChallenger.com. So this is a website. This is a website called JSChallenger.com. I'm putting it in chat also. Yeah, you have to allow permission to everyone while sharing this. So where we are, we have JavaScript basics, where we are talking about variables, booleans, operators, strings, conditionals, which you already know. So you can just go here, click on if else statement. You can try this code, run it, and yeah, you can work on it. There are 8 questions in total. 8 questions. If you solve, you will be knowing conditionals perfectly. JS Challengers is a very good website to solve JS coding problems. Next, you have HackerRank. HackerRank JavaScript. 10 days of JavaScript, not this one. 10 days of JavaScript. Yeah. This is another website. Here you will have coding practices for exactly 10 days. For first day, some coding challenges will be released. You have to do that. Very basic one. Very basic one. Second day, some other like that. You can prepare. Yeah, these two for now in the basic. These two are okay. These two you do, it is enough. Still, lot of resources are there. In the coming classes, I'll give it to you. But in basic level, these are enough. Sir, can you explain about AppCat test? Really, even I don't know. I'm really sorry about it. First time I'm listening about this AppCat. I don't know what is this AppCat about. If I come to know about it, I will really explain it to you. But yeah, I do at present I don't know about AppCat. Which conditional scenario we require this statement and if statement. Lokesh, if you are building anything related like a vending machine, you will be using a switch statement. If you are using it in real life purposes like voting system, like we have shown you some examples, in that case you will be using if statement. Why? Because switch statement cannot handle conditions. Switch statement are actual buttons, and if conditions like they are very flexible. If you can write age less than 18, greater than 18, it is flexible, but switch statement is not flexible. Is there any exam after this module, sir? I don't know about this exams also. There is competency challenge, something only that is there, and I think there is no exam. I think so. Competency challenges, even I did not see any time. What is this competency challenge? It's just MCQ questions, I think. Some MCQ questions. So this is the part. Explain this today's assignment question. I'm not going to explain. How I'm dealing is like today's assignment. You will be trying out. In the next class, when I asked you if you have any doubt from the previous classes, if you have any doubts in the previous class assignment, then you can ask me in the next class. Today's assignment I'm not going to discuss because I need you to read by yourself, understand by yourself, and do something. If still you cannot do it, then I'll be explaining it to you in the coming class. Because assignments is the part where you will be learning most of the things. That's why. And yeah, we'll be playing Kahoot today. I'll tell you how to play Kahoot also. There is a Q&A. 1 second. Yeah, class is over. Just we're gonna play one Q&A.